Welcome to Mining Review Africa, DRC Mining Week 2026. Today I'm speaking to Selina McGuinness from the British Embassy, Kinshasa. Selina, welcome.
Hi, good to be here.
Why does the UK have a pavilion at this year's DRC Mining Week?
Wow, so the UK is already a big investor in the telecoms industry here in DRC. And we have two companies in our pavilion, Vodacom and Helios Towers, who are represented today. Earlier this year, we also launched the British DRC Chamber of Commerce. So again, they are represented at the pavilion, and we're hoping that companies that are interested in coming to the DRC from the UK reach out to them, and they can be a big platform to support companies entering the market, but also companies that are already here. And I think, as well as mining, which clearly DRC is recognised internationally for, we also as a government recognise the importance of other DRC natural resources, and the biggest one being the Congo Basin, the world's second largest rainforest, which so many people globally don't know anywhere near as well as the Amazon rainforest. And we really want to sort of highlight how DRC's growth can be sustainable and improve it for the benefit of the whole of the DRC. So we've got a number of events in our pavilion focused on how we can do mining more sustainably, including green supply chains and also looking after children in the mining sector as well.
What is the UK's offer to the mining sector?
Yeah, so we've got a number of companies, mining companies, including those that work in early exploration. But I think there's the other area really where we've got a good offer for people is in mining expertise. So I think there's a few elements to this. I think the first is our geological survey, British Geological Survey, and they work globally with many countries to improve their national geological surveys capacity in their country. So I think they're really well known internationally, and they also work in partnership with other geological surveys. So it's not really a competition, it's how do we uplift the entire market. And then excellent education and research institutes. So I think a couple to highlight really are the Cranbourne School of Mines, where we do have a number of scholarships that people access readily in the UK. The other thing that we really wanted to promote at Mining Week is our Achieving Scholarship. So this is a fully funded master's course in the UK, and we want people who are aspiring leaders in their communities. Doesn't matter what background you're from, you do need to speak English because the education will be in English, but we want to hear from you, and we're really interested to get more applicants from this part of DRC. So I think they are really big things. And then you've also got our City of London. So if it's world expertise in mining, trading and raising finance for projects. Then I think just a couple of other things. We have our British International Investment, who's our development finance institute. And they've got a number of big investments here in DRC, including in Banana Port, which will be DRC's first deep sea container port. And they can support the mining enabling infrastructure, so for example, energy projects. And finally, our UK export finance offer, which really helps projects that otherwise wouldn't happen.
What is the UK export finance, and how does it support the UK trade?
Yeah, so UK Export Finance is our export credit agency, and where it will support projects are either UK companies that want to export overseas, and if DRC is a country that they will support, or it supports projects in countries like DRC that otherwise wouldn't get financing and enables them to happen. They do need to have some UK content, but UK Export Finance will work with projects and help you secure the UK content if you would like to take advantage of this offer. And effectively, they're very flexible in who they work with, and they really can make projects much less risky, so you're much more likely to be able to get further funding for the project.
How can the mining sector in the DRC support women and girls?
Yeah, so I think there's three things to focus on. I mean, for our Foreign Secretary, women and girls are a top priority for the Foreign Office overseas. And there's three real big areas. I mean, the first one's really what the mining sites themselves do to protect women and girls. So this includes good lighting, easy transport to and from the mining sites, better reporting mechanisms if something's going wrong. And just because you're not receiving reports doesn't mean that there isn't any problem. It's how you engage with women and girls and enable them to make these reports. And that in itself is a very important thing for people to invest in. And then really safeguarding measures around gender-based violence at the site. So really changing the way that the operation looks and seeing women and girls as a crucial component of the operation. I think the second one is really involving women and girls' voices in governance structures. So where there are community mechanisms, making sure women are represented, making sure that they are consulted in any sort of any decisions on what will happen with the mine or displaced people, and just really getting their voices heard. And again, I think similar to the reporting, you know, if you just send out a survey, or you have to make sure you're doing it in the right way, and if you're unsure, you should get advice, because it's not always easy to do it in a much conflict sensitive way. And then I think the last one's really how you work with the government on health and education. And this can be partnerships, supporting systemic reform. It can be things like building schools. But ultimately, if they are investing in health and education, these things will have much bigger lasting benefits to the community outside of the mining site as well.
Of course. Selina, thank you so much for joining us today.
No problem. Thank you.